here I am in the Piazza San Marco, Venice. It's like being in a dream, and I'm really excited and ready to dive into 2019's Venice Biennale d'Arte. May you live in interesting times.
Je suis Orlan, entre autres, et dans la mesure du possible. Et mon nom s'écrit chaque lettre en majuscule.
Good morning, and here we are for day one of 2019's Venice Biennale d'Arte. May you live in interesting times. Now apparently that is a quote that is sometimes referred to as the Chinese curse. I did some Googling and research into it, thinking why would the creative director Roux choose to name his Biennale after a curse when in fact there's no actual proof that this curse exists, and it's more of a quote to say, may you live in interesting times. The word interesting can be both a gift and a curse, because the opposite of interesting is boring. And I'm sure that this year's Biennale is absolutely not boring. And let's go dive in and check it out and see which countries and which pavilions are offering up the most exciting and interesting contemporary art. I like this one. This is First Nations Canadian art. Actually, we've just had a quick look around, and it's like the most intense Alice in Wonderland trip of art, sculptures, paintings. It's all a bit of a blur, so we're going back in to have a proper look around and share some of it with you. I'm here inside the exhibition space, completely curated by Roux. May you live in interesting times, and very excited to have wandered through this maze, this Alice in Wonderland maze of video art, sculpture, paintings, to have finally stumbled upon the work of Jill Milady, a young, talented, creative who I met in London, who is based in LA now. It's really exciting when you see the work of someone you actually know. So check it out. Check it out. Have a look here. Standing in front of a digital artwork by Ian Chang, a New York artist, married to Rachel Rose, another super cool New York young artist, coincidentally in the same space as Jill Milady's paintings. I first saw this work at the Serpentine Gallery when it was truly an interactive digital piece. You would move your hands around and this creature would shrink, grow, twist and turn along with your movements. Contemporary art, what is it? And why do people like it? There are hundreds of thousands of people here in Venice for the preview of the Contemporary Art Biennale d'Arte. And why are they all here? Is it the market, the buying, the selling, the trading? No, they're here because they want to feel something. They want to be moved. They want their imaginations to be expanded. And each country has presented a show of their top, most amazing artists of the year. And our job now is to to check it all out and decide who we think speaks to us the most. So this is the map of all countries exhibiting in the 58th Venice Biennale 2019. Here you have a pavilion for each country showing. We're standing right now outside of the American pavilion. Let's see what America has to say about art this year. We are in the American Pavilion where Martin Puryear is using the sculptural form to express the concept of liberty. Finland, Norway, and Sweden. And when you take a look around, all of the artworks in here are on the themes of climate change and the potential of extinction for the human race. Russian pavilion where the themes are the Bible and heaven and hell. And here we are down in the inferno of the Russian pavilion. Japanese pavilion, a mythological sci-fi tale of the beginning of all time. Sayonara. Always excited to see what's happening in the Canadian pavilion, particularly interesting because this year it's a collective of Inuit artists, so it'll be really interesting to see what Canada has chosen from the great northern part of our country. And I really would like to see what the Inuit artists have created for this exhibition. It's really a first for Canada and an exciting one. Let's go check it out. Canada, our home and native land. Hello, here we are outside of the Czechoslovakia pavilion, which would now be the Czech Republic and Slovakia all in one. There's no queue, so we can get in. Let's check it out. In the Czechoslovakian pavilion to see the work of 95-year-old Stanislas Klobel, who mixes painting, drawing, and sculpture. I wonder if he's Czech or Slovakian. Either way, he's considered very important in contemporary art.
Já vůbec netuším, jak to celý jde, bohužel se to tak jako pobodle zpolitizovalo
Naturel, culturel, ethnique, sexuel.
What are you excited to see at the Biennale? Which country are you excited about?
The country of futuring.
Where's that?
It's here, the country of futuring.
Right here,
Yeah.
right here, right here. Oh, you two look amazing, and I know you are always seen out in matching outfits. Who designs the outfits?
No, this one is in collaboration with a German designer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you go to the designers and discuss the
They
outfits?
propose us.
They do. Amazing. Where in Germany are you from?
Berlin.
Berlin.
Berlin, yeah.
And can you remind me of your name?
Yes.
My name is Eva.
Eva?
My name is Adele, and we are Eva and Adele.
Eva and Adele. Hard to miss, Eva and
Yes.
Adele. Thank you. It's a Deutsch pavilion giving a speech. I wonder what the art's like. I don't know if we'll get in there, but if you go over my head, you can see the speech.
Dem künstlerischen Team für den wunderbar eigensinnigen Pavillon und für die gute Zusammenarbeit.
So, we're going to take a little lunch break now, and then we're going to go check out the Arsenale, which is more of the Biennale.
How bitter. Language has now become.
We are in the Arsenale now, which is a huge structure, an old building full of more art. This is my favorite thing that I've seen so far, a collection of ballet and opera costumes. I don't know where they came from. I don't know which company they belong to, but I would really like to try them all on. It brings me back to my days in the ballet and the theater, and look at all the colors. Must be the Nutcracker. So we are here in the deep within the Arsenale, where everything's starting to feel quite random, but I know it's all very well considered, and that each seemingly random installation is meant to trigger thoughts or subconscious thought processes. I can't make sense of it all right now as I'm deep in the middle of it, but I look forward to reflecting on it all and seeing what sticks out of all the art, which images, which experiences remain on the surface. After all, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
I can see one fraction of a second into the future. My predictions are based on extreme probability.
Welcome to the future. This is the most futuristic of all the installations. I like it a lot.
This plant produces delicious oxygen and sequesters CO2. This superpower is shared by almost every other plant on the planet.
This looks interesting in here, like an aquarium. Silent sound, cymbals, drums, all kinds of objects making bleeps and beeps, and this feels kind of like a calm space in the eye of the tornado that is the Biennale. gentle sound space. Okay, so we've had about 6 hours of non-stop art intake today, and I'm feeling a bit like art overload now. Like my brain has been Googling at hyperspeed, taking in information. I need to process it. I need to make sense of the art. I need to connect to my heart and figure out, what does this all mean? What can I do with it? What can I share with you about it so that you want to come and see it too? It's on for 6 months. Here we are inside the Indonesian pavilion. Terima kasih. Selamat pagi. I'm really happy. Indonesia is my spiritual home. Pavilione Italiano, the Italian pavilion. It's all very well displayed, and of course everyone is super chic in the Italian pavilion. Let's check it out. This piece I like. The other rooms were full of just very minimal black and white circles and figure eights, and when it's super minimal like that, I do scratch my head and wonder, how did that artist get chosen to represent the best of the country? But this I like. This is fun. I like this, but I feel like we're supposed to sit there and watch a show. Or are we the show? Just having a little power nap there. This is what you look like after 8 hours of taking in contemporary art. So here's my pitch. If I were chosen to represent Canada or Ireland at the Biennale, I would fill my pavilion with massage therapists, reflexologists, head massages, a healing, zen, haven space. I'm feeling immediately like I saw a lot of two-dimensional artworks, some three-dimensional sculptures, but very little interactive art that I could engage with or move inside or even become a part of. And that's the art that I really like, because my inner child can come out and play and engage. All my disbelief or cynicism is suspended and I am in awe. So I hope tomorrow I will see some interactive art that I may even be able to become a part of. The best thing about being at the Venice Biennale is being in Venice. Sun on the water, boats floating along, the ambience, Italia, Venezia. Being here is the best thing.
Checking it to see if things were working, changing things around, seeing new works by artists that came in. You know, I hadn't seen the new works yet, right? That's incredibly exciting. Some of the artists were making new works in situ, and day by day you would see this unfold. So it's a very organic process that happens in a very condensed, intense period of time. And you know, I'm very intrigued to see if this idea of having two shows in different places, but by the same artists doing different things, how that works. You know, I don't have 100% clear idea yet how it works. It seems to have created shows with differences in them. I don't quite understand all of them myself yet.
So that's part of the puzzle for all of us, taking
Exactly.
it in, is to make
I'm
some
waiting
sense.
to hear from the visitors what that difference is.
Well, it's really interesting because you do recognize the work in a new context. You're like, oh, that's that artist that I liked in that other space. So it definitely starts to make you recognize the work of an artist.
Well, yeah, the idea was to try to make it about artistic practice rather than about a single work. So you get to see something else that an artist does. You get to see a different side of their practice. And you get to realize that art is about this ongoing exploration. It's not about the work, a single object. And it's about the artist's experience, which is a process, and then it's about your experience interacting with this work.
And the key word being interesting. So you want this to be an interesting experience. I was like, does that mean interesting?
No, I mean, I really think art should be entertaining. That doesn't mean it's not serious. It doesn't mean it's not disturbing. But I guess when I say entertaining, I mean it engages you. That you feel addressed by it, and also that it gives you pleasure in some unexpected way. You know, commercial formula media, pop music, Hollywood movies, they give us pleasure and we know what the beats are going to be. But art, successful art, surprises us in ways we could never have anticipated. But it also has to give us some kind of critical insight that allows us to see things differently.
Awesome. With those wise words, tomorrow is going to be an entirely different experience. Thank you, Ralph, for taking some time out of your very busy, in-demand schedule.
Thank you, Giada.
To chat to us.
All right.
Thank you. This is Sunchi, an old friend, fantastic artist who's been doing a creative marathon here at Florian Cafe all week, painting portraits for a performance, a coffee in Venice, like part of the furniture at Florian now. With her Victorian crown, her Alice in Wonderland dress, just gorgeous. So we're actually celebrating that she's at the end of the marathon. 1 week. High five, Sunchi. Representing Great Britain, British Pavilion. Here's her beautiful poetic note that she's written to us, the viewers. Dear viewer, my creations will occupy 6 rooms. The smallest particles of suffering is the object, and I the subject who acts upon the object. I am every atom unfolding in the womb. An atom here among us, and another atom in a faraway galaxy. We are if I could disappear, how fluid, how graceful and unending, how undisturbed and unpredictable would be the changing patterns thereabout. On both the left and on the right, there is nothing worth seeing and nothing worth hearing. I return home to wait in peace and draw forth what is yet to come. French Pavilion, artist Laure Provost. I've just been told by some spectators that you go in and you emerge up into a film and you get given a mask put on your head, but you can't see anything because the eye holes are wonky. The queue for this exhibition is about half an hour or more, so there's no way we're going to get inside to see it, but apparently it's one of the best, and that's why the queue is so long. Laure Provost, France.
We will push you to the light. Push. Push towards the light.
Regardez, quand il demande une chose, mais permettez-moi de vous montrer vers où nous allons.
Laure Provost in the French Pavilion.
This means confused. This means sea to sea.
En 2021, il n'y aura plus de bateaux, il n'y aura plus d'avions. Comme il fait trop chaud, nous resterons au nord.
Ça, c'est pas des salades.
Into the French pavilion, the artwork of La Provost. It is proving to be the most popular pavilion today, with queues for an hour to get in. Her themes are generations, water, the environment, what links us, what connects us, and it's definitely a dreamy atmosphere with some video art and sculptures and projections and a sort of underwater feeling. People are loving it. La Provost. May the powers that be in the art system of Canadian culture please hear my words. My choice for the artist to represent Canada at the next Biennale d'Arte, the 59th Biennale d'Arte in 2021, has to be Douglas Copeland. I've been to so many biennales, and actually had the fortune of meeting my teacher from St. Martin's, Mark Lewis, who was showing here one year. I've seen so many biennales, I've seen so much art. Douglas Copeland is the best contemporary Canadian artist. I can't sing his praises enough, and I want to see his work representing Canada at the Biennale in 2021. Please send him over, Doug Copeland. Yay! Winner of the creepiest pavilion award goes to Belgium. A beautiful Ostaria all'ombra, which means in the shade, which is exactly where we want to be on this gorgeous sunny day. Our last day in Venice for the Biennale, and Mr. Sun, Golden Sun, has decided to come out and shine. Thank you! It's been intense, it's been amazing. So much information has been absorbed by my subconscious mind that it's going to take some days to process and make any kind of sense of what I've seen, what I've thought, what I've learned. To summarize this Biennale, the themes that stood out the most were life, death, conception, evolution, the environment, the planet. Those are the main themes that I've seen over and over again. Very important themes too. Art is a very interesting way of packaging important, hard-hitting ideas in a nice-looking pill. Easy to swallow, hard to digest. Open week of the Venice Biennale. There's a party happening in every corner, such as this one we just stumbled upon, happening right here. In Venice, during the Biennale, all the palazzis and churches are also home to art. They become temporary galleries for contemporary art. And it's a rare opportunity to get inside a lot of these buildings which aren't usually open to the public. So if you come for the Biennale, make sure to keep wandering and exploring, because you'll just float in and out of interactive experiences and galleries of contemporary art, like the one we're going to check out right now for Renata Morales and Marina Abramovich. Trip to Venice wouldn't be complete without a visit to the Peggy Guggenheim collection. A formidable woman, passionate about the arts. Her memoirs, entitled Confessions of an Art Addict, one of my favorite books of all time. Peggy made Venice her home and left her legacy here, her personal collection. No trip to Venice is complete without a visit to the Peggy Guggenheim collection. Arrivederci Venezia, alla prossima!